Hi, Minster here. This video is about stun locking with Champion's Worthy Foe skill. For a mace stun build, to be able to stun lock a map tier 15 twin boss, you need insane gear. So how come these non-mace builds can get away with it? Originally, this could be achieved with broken curse effectiveness. Over time this has been nerfed and changed a lot. To be able to stun targets without the classic meat and potatoes mace marauder builds, you need flat stun chance. A source for flat stun chance is Warlords Mark. A level 20 gem gives 50% flat chance to stun. And to be able to stun, the chance to stun needs to be higher than 20%, otherwise it will be ignored. And to increase that 15 to 20, you can use curse effectiveness. Sources for that are the skill tree and support gems like blasphemy or curse on hit. You need at least 34% increased curse effectiveness to increase the 15 to 20. And this is not enough for bosses, since they have 60% reduced curse effectiveness. So that increases the amount of your bonus you need by a lot. There is, however, another source for flat stun chance, Worthy Foe. The champion ascendancy class from the duelist includes a branch with taunt stuff. It reads, a taunted target has 20% increased chance to be stunned. This doesn't seem to be like flat stun chance at all. However, Mark from Grinding Gear Games staff has verified it is the case, so the description is wrong. So what we have here is a flat 20% chance, exactly the amount needed to stun targets, and it won't be ignored. The target, however, does need to be taunted. So what kind of requirements do you need to be able to stun lock targets, while not taking a ton of reduced stun threshold and other mace marauder shenanigans? What requirements are needed with just these two sources of flat stun chance? First off, you need fast hits to be certain to proc taunt. Second, you need fast hits to be certain to proc stun. The exact speed you need to be fairly certain to proc is determined by the duration of the procs. So let's assume you got the taunt covered. And let's assume your real stun duration is the base stun duration of 350 milliseconds. You would need to proc 3 perfectly aligned stuns each second. So count with me, that's 3 perfect hits a second with a 20% chance to stun. So 5 times 20 is 100%. So you need 3 times 5 is 15 perfectly aligned average lucky hits. It's a no-brainer, you need twice or 3 times that amount to get reasonable results, but think with me, we can increase stun duration, so we need less hits, and we can increase the stun chance above 20% because we also use Warlords Mark. Let's take a look at the effect of Worthy Foe. Bear with me here. These videos are made for testing, not to show off a well-balanced build. We start off with a Warlords Mark and without Worthy Foe, while using pretty low damage. Here I'm respeccing into Worthy Foe. So let's see what happens to the boss while using the fast hitting skill Blade Vortex. As you can see, the damage is not high enough to proc stun by itself. With the extra flat stun chance, the boss is stun locked. However, he easily escapes the stun lock and seems immune to stun for a while. So what is going on here? So the stun lock is not bulletproof. What's going wrong? The boss escapes stun lock because he's not taunted. And the boss loses taunt because he gains taunt immunity. No taunt, no 20% flat stun chance, of course. And it gets even worse. While not being stunned, the boss can start a wind-up attack, some animation that cannot be interrupted. Hence, cannot be stunned during that extra time. Grinding Gear Games has been so kind to answer my question about taunting bosses. And the reply was that bosses are gaining immunity to taunt to avoid a pinball machine effect, meaning that the boss is not guided by a forest of decoy totems, for example. The immunity lasts for 9 seconds, so the gap in the taunt stun duration lasts for 9 seconds minus the taunt duration minus the stun duration, assuming the boss got stunned right before the taunt duration ended, and that's still quite a big gap. Normal monsters do not have this taunt protection and will be locked down properly, so stun locking with Worthy Foe is not completely broken when big bosses are concerned. The original plan was to beat a helpless boss to pulp that would otherwise be a dangerous encounter. the boss isn't supposed to be fighting back, of course. That wouldn't be fair. Mitigating factors to this problem could be kill the boss in 6 seconds flat. Questions arise, of course. Do you still need to stun if you can kill that quick? Disengage after 6 seconds, kite for 3 seconds and go back in. This, however, seems like the usual fighting, where you avoid things like a fall smash. Why do you still need stun? Another way could be disengage after 6 seconds by using a down portal, re-enter while the boss's immunity timer has reset. These aren't really solutions, perhaps there are better ways. One might be able to increase the duration of taunt, for example. A taunt duration of 9 seconds would stunlock the boss properly again. I have not come up with something, and don't get me wrong, that's for the best. Otherwise it would be something broken and bound to be fixed, leaving your build completely useless halfway a league. Let's take a look at some more boss action. Face it, the dangerous boss will always be dangerous. But let's look at the positive side. Clearing trash will be a lot safer. Anything that engages you, charges or leapers for example, will be stunned in midair, caught like flies in your vortex web. You could even try to mess up the AI even further with knockback. So, what other options are there skill-wise to utilize Worthy Foe? Cast on Crit Cyclone is a good example, but also Flame Totem is a good one. It hits a lot as well. Although I'm not sure if Flame Totem can taunt or is supposed to taunt, since the wording is you could always manually taunt with Enduring Cry if you take this route. Here you see a low level Flame Totem stunning a merciless boss on right leg. That is impressive. So what is the price you pay for having this ability to stun? Well, starting out as a duelist might not always be ideal. However, if you get 8 ascendancy points, you can take Permanent Fortify and Worthy Foe, and that's a good reason for being down in the skill tree. This is heavily based on assumptions. Things will stay roughly the same in the new Prophecy League, of course, but hey, we have to keep ourselves busy preparing for the next league. Let's take a look at this low life energy shield based cast on Crit Cycloner. It lost a dozen or more skill points to reach the classic skill tree that uses Foul Pact, and I do not possess great energy shield gear. I managed to get somewhere around 5.5k ES, which is nothing if you ask other people who normally run around with more than double that. So let's take a look at some boss killing with a build with some more damage. Deity is immune to stuns during the animation, and not only that, it gets even worse because the stunning in between animations speeds up her cycle, her skill cycle, so she goes back to the beam much faster. So, conclusions. Worthy Foe is a great skill. It feels good stunning bosses, although it's certainly not bulletproof. The biggest strength comes from stunlocking big packs of trash. Although outright killing trash might be better, it still provides a lot of protection against unforeseen dangers. If the duelist is not too gimping for your build, Fortify will mitigate your loss. Besides all that, stunning builds are always guaranteed good gameplay and a lot of fun, to me at least. A downside of fast hitting cursed monsters is the occasional lag, but perhaps that will partly disappear in the new Prophecy update as well. That was it for now. I'll be brainstorming a build with Worthy Foe for the upcoming league. Hope the tree will stay roughly the same, so it won't be for naught. See ya, and thanks for watching.